Hello, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching us the way I make my meat pie. Everybody has their own ways of making their own thing, but this is my way, and I hope you like it. And if you don't like it, just try it and see. I bet you won't regret it. This is how I make my dough. I have 4 cups of regular flour, 1 cup of oat flour, and 1 cup of whole wheat flour. This is to make it a little bit healthy. And I have butter. This butter is rich in omega-3 and it contains good fats. Here I have 2 tablespoons. Here I have 2 tablespoons of vanilla sugar and 3 tablespoons of baking powder, a glass of water, and I have 3 deciliter milk. And I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of salt. Here I have 3 eggs. So these are the things I used to make. These are the things I used to make my dough. This bowl is not big enough, and I don't have a larger bowl. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use my pot to mix it. Here we go. First and foremost, I'm going to turn this in here. In this one. So I'm just going to So now I'm just going to mix it together. Mix and mix and mix and mix together. And then I'm going to add my salt. Going to mix together. If you're the type that like a lot of salt in your food, you can use more than 2 tablespoons. But for me, I don't use a lot of salt in my food. And as we know, too much salt is not good for the body. So we try to live as healthy as we can. Then I'm just going to turn my vanilla sugar and my baking powder and mix again. and make sure they are properly mixed. Yeah, after that I just kind of, yeah. Now, and now I'm going to fry the eggs. Both. The reason why I do this, because I don't want to make any mistake. I don't want to find any shell in my meat pie while eating it. No, it's very, very annoying. And the third one, just take it out. And the third one, here we go. Here. Then I just turn this in here. First, I just try to mix with this. Yeah. Just rest my hand. I have washed my hand. Make sure my hands are clean. Then I'm gonna add my butter. Just like this. Yep. So now I'm going to get my hands dirty. Use I just use half of the butter. Then I'm going to use half of this soft butter too. You're going to feel that taste. Going to feel that taste when you're eating your meat pie. The whole mouth will be singing, So now let's get our hands dirty. I'm going to get my hand dirty now. It doesn't matter. Just mix. Hey. Don't mind me. It's funny when I'm using a pot to mix my dough. It doesn't really matter. What matters is how it's gonna taste at the end. Just mix well. My hands are happy doing this, you know. No, she's turning out very nice. It's turning out nicely. You can see this. Now, just grate a little hot there. I'm gonna pour my milk. Mm. Then add my water. Just a little first. Add a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Then a little bit more. Wow, the dough is coming together nicely. You see, this is the leftover for my 1 cup of water. But just that this glass is a little bit big. So I'm not going to be using this. I think I have water, so I'm just going to use both of my hands and mix it together. Both hands. Both hands, my friends. My hands dirty. Are you seeing the dough? Oh. It's coming together very well. Nice dough. So, I'm just going to move the dough into this bowl. There we go. So let's finish it from here. now my dough is ready. Okay, you can see. So I'm just going to cover it up. I'm just going to cover it up. Then I will use this. So just leave it here. Then I will clean up. Just clean up this place. Yeah. Now that the dough is ready, so I'm just going to prepare these ingredients I'm going to use with the dough. That is why it's called meat pie. This the meat. So we have ground meat here. This is 400 grams and this is 400. And I have potato here. I'm just going to use this one. Then I have onions here. I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil because we don't need too much oil. Then I have carrots. Then I have nutmeg. I'm going to use it for the meat. And I'm going to use salt and pepper. I use white pepper. Then I'm going to use chicken powder to get the nice flavor, you know. But first I'm going to wash and peel the potato, the carrots, and chop the onions. So I'll get back to you. Yeah. So the water has to boil before I can pour the potato. So what I will just do is to add a little bit of salt in the water, a little bit of salt in the water. Let it boil, you know. So just have to check. Yeah, it's warm. For the olive oil. And reduce the fire. Just pour the chopped onion. Sorry you're hearing this, but it's very important that I use it, you know. Very nicely, you know. I like onions. Wow. I like the flavor. Just like that. Just gonna turn my meals. Take this off. So now I can press the fire a little bit. So now, just going to add a little bit of salt. Add salt to your taste, you know. And the nutmeg. Now the water is boiling. I'm just going to pour the potato in the pot. So let this cook for some time. I'm just going to add curry. I'm just going to add curry to the potato. This is optional. That depends on what you want to add. So now I'm just going to add the carrot. I'll add the carrot. they're all happy together, you know. Now that I'm done with that, so I will add my chicken powder just for the flavor, you know. And pepper, salt, pepper, and pepper. Pepper out. Just going to reduce the fire now. Just going to see how it tastes. Nice. Perfect. Now that the potato is cooked, so I sieve it. I'm just going to add it to the meat. Oh, see how, oh wow. Then I just stir it together. It is very important to use a little amount of oil, you know. Now, I'm just going to add a little water to the flour and sash it together, and this helps to thicken the meat, and this help to thicken the meat and the carrots and the potato together. It helps. Just touch it together with a little bit of water. I'm just going to pour it over it like this, just like this. Just gently stir it together. I don't need too much of that, you know. I like this texture. I like this texture. I don't need more. Just let it stay here a little while. See what I mean? If you like, you can just cover it and reduce the fire for a few minutes. Let it cook. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is ready. Wow. This is it. So I'm just going to let it rest. Why? So now I'm just going to start making the meat pie. Now I'm just going to start making the meat pie. So I have my knife, my fork, and the spoon. Yeah. So I'm just going to be taking it little by little. Wow. It's nice. Nice there. Take a look. Just a little bit. This is my homemade meat pie, you know. Just a little bit. You can make it to your taste, you know. Beep, beep, beep. Nam nam. This is going to be nam nam. It's going to be nam nam. Just fold it like this. And though it may not be perfect, so what you do, you just take your knife and trim it round. Trim it round. Trim it round. Just trim it round like this. Perfect. And you use your fork just to seal it up here so it doesn't get opened while baking in the oven. So it doesn't get open while baking in the oven. So you use a fork. This is my recipe, you know. Like I said earlier, everybody make their own food in the way they like it, but this is my own way, my own recipe. Look, just put it here. Meanwhile, I have an egg here, so that I'm going to use when I'm done. Go for the second round. to be perfect. But I have my knife that I can use too. Woohoo! Just a little bit more. I train. I train. Yeah. That's what. Then I use my fork. Here you go. And when I'm done with this, so now that everything is ready, I'm just going to start making the dough. Now that everything is ready, so I'm just going to start with the meat pie now. You know, see how the dough turn out to be. Very nice. Just look at it. Very nice. I have my knife and I have my fork. You have to choose the size that you want. If you want it to be just, if you have to choose the size that you want, you know, small, medium, big. It's up to you, you know. Individual varies. So, just going to take some meat here. Just wrap it. So I have to use my knife just to trim it. This is my way. Everybody have their own way, you know. Everybody have their own ways of doing things. But this is my own recipe. My homemade meat pie. Just use the fork to seal it up so it doesn't get open while it's in the oven. Seal it up. Here you go. Isn't it perfect? Of course it is. Well. Now my meat pie is ready. Well, I couldn't really show you when I was putting the meat pie in the oven, but you just have to hot your oven first and put it to 200 degree and bake it for 20 to 25 minutes, and you get a very good result. As you can see, this is my meat pie. This is my meat pie. You see? I couldn't. So this is my meat pie. It's ready to be eaten. It's ready to be eaten. Yummy, 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 yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. Ooh. Just look at it. I have all sizes. Small, medium, and big size. But the children like it when it's small like this. You know. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.